Book Behind the Scenes is a lot of business book reviews that puts some great content. Can't hear you, man? You can't hear me? Hello, hello. Is it me or is it Hoop Louder? Waiting on Jeremy. Let's see. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Nobody can hear me? You see my mouth moving? Is it not working? Can you hear me? No? Got you, we can now? Okay, good. Where's Jeremy? Before I did not hear you? Wow. I don't know what the problem was. Sorry, guys. Let's ban this guy here. Okay, Jeremy, what's happening? It says waiting for Jeremy. Better. Yes, okay, good. Let's bring in Jeremy. Let's try it again, Jeremy. I don't know what happened to you the first time. Okay, we're working through some issues, I guess, here. Let's go. Welcome, Prairie Dodgers.
Yeah,
oh,
you were really laggy there for a second.
Oh, okay, I don't know. They banned Timo again. Come on, banning Timo. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I
Okay, so here's what's happening, guys. I'm trying to get the gold on League of Legends. I'm playing a game. We're making our way through silver, hopefully. We're doing Q&A. Put your questions below. Jeremy's going to pick them, answer them. I'm going to answer them, move on to the next one, have a good time. Well, hopefully I win. So, Jeremy, we got to win.
Yeah.
This is game 2. Let's see what we can do. Put your
Yeah.
questions below, guys. I wrote it properly this time instead of put your wisdom below like I did last time. Good time.
There was a lot of wisdom last time.
There was a lot of wisdom last time. All right.
So
What do we
I
got?
do remember one question. So yeah, guys, put the questions down below. But from last one, I do remember one before we logged off. It was, if you could go back in time in your 20s, what would be the number one piece of money advice you'd give yourself? I think that's how it went.
Great. Well, you are in your 20s, so what do you got, Jeremy?
Well, yeah. So, I mean, like, yeah, I'm in my 20s. So, what would I mean, like, yeah, I'm kind of doing the stuff I want to be doing. But if I were to go back at like 18, maybe 19.
So far back in the future. He's 22, guys. We're going 3 years back. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I know. I would take education into my own hands earlier. I would have the confidence to know that at 19, I read my first book on money. But I guess maybe 18, instead of people telling me what I should do, I just would have had more confidence to say to myself, I can self-educate, I can learn about money, I can learn about finances, even though no one's taught me anything about this, and take control of that aspect of life a couple years sooner, maybe. That would be it, I guess, if I'm looking back.
I was always interested in making money. I liked it. I didn't really know quite how to do it. I mean, I had sold baseball cards and that kind of stuff and made some money, but I didn't ever see that as a business. I thought the path to making money would be through investing. And so when I was in my early 20s, I was investing into the stock market, and I was trying to learn and understand what companies to buy and all that stuff. So the best part of that was just the education. Now, it didn't end up being what I love doing. I mean, I still invest, but it's not where I spend the bulk of my time. So what I would say is follow your curiosity in that take small bets on the things that you want to dive in and learn a little bit more. So if I wanted to learn about entrepreneurship, I would spend my money invested into myself. I wouldn't go and drop, everything I had and take out a loan to join some program. But even what Jeremy did was he had $1,000, and so he put it into books, including Your One Word, which is great.
Yep.
Right? So whatever you're curious about potentially becoming an option for you, a career you'd love to make it into something, I would start to invest a little bit into getting more knowledge in that area. Although I think right now there's just so much free that's out there too that you can learn from if you really want to, that I would invest my time. I'd be focused more, where am I spending my time, more than where am I spending my dollars, because you have more time than dollars to work for you. right? You have a lot of time to work on right now. You don't have a lot of money to work with. So use the time to go learn something that can help make you more money, more than where do I put that $1,000 that it becomes $2,000, right? When I was 20, I'm 40 in May. So when I was 20, there were books and audio programs, I guess. I didn't even know about those, but there were. That was it. Now there's YouTube videos. Now there's Instagram Lives. Now you can get access to your mentors and heroes without ever having to pay anything, but just investing some time. So that's where I would default to spending my resources. How do I spend my time to learn the skill that I'm curious about right now, whether it's YouTube or entrepreneurship or investing or whatever, so that you can start getting good returns with that time.
Since you're turning 40 and it's been 20 years, has the time flown by?
It's just like it's like I'm in a retirement home or something here, Jeremy, asking these questions. Jesus.
Well, like I'm curious, has it gone by really fast? Like faster now that you think about it, or has it gone just?
So one, like I don't really think about it. I mean, I remember in Puerto Rico, Tom Billiou asked me how old I was. And I said, I turned 40 in May. He's like, F you. It's just hilarious. He didn't say F. He actually said the word. I guess it's because I look younger than I am. Maybe I act younger than I am. I don't know. I don't really think about it. It's the energy. The energy is a youthful, positive, energetic energy. Maybe that's it. It could be it. I feel like every year goes faster. Maybe it's because of all the, stuff that's happening every day. Like even today, I can't believe it's already, what time is it right now? 7:15? That's crazy. Yeah. I can't believe it's 7:15. It doesn't feel like it. I remember when I was younger and like studying or something and being so bored out of my face that like, oh my God, when is this going to end? When is this class going to end? In some of the classes that I was in. And now it's unbelievable that it's 7:30 already. I feel like I just woke up. But if I think back to when I was 20 and when I was 20, I had my first company, right? 19, 20, 21, 22. Wow, it feels like a different lifetime. I don't even remember who that guy was. It feels so long ago. It feels like I lived an entire lifetime since then. So, I don't know if that answers your question, but I don't really think about it. But I feel like every day goes quickly. I think when you're loving what you're doing every day, you look up, it's like, man, what happened to today?
Yeah. That's what I was curious about, because like you love what you do, and most people, they're just, they're just doing something for the sake of doing it. So I was curious to see the difference, maybe.
I mean, don't you feel that? Don't the days go faster?
It feels like just yesterday I was in high school.
Like you were.
Well, like it's only
no, but compare like working on this, working with clients, coming over, like comparing how fast a Monday would normally go when you're coming over and we're working on projects and that.
Oh, it's brutal.
Compared to like even 2 years ago, where you're sitting there trying to figure out like what I'm gonna do next, right? I think it's less a matter of age and more a matter of like, are you loving the process of what you're doing, so that you just don't want it to end.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going faster than the momentum as well. It's shocking, like as it goes faster, the momentum, how much momentum builds within that short span, and then gets you excited more for the future, for the years to come. Like, oh my gosh, if it's going this fast now, like how much faster could it go?
He's looking forward to being an old man, 40.
I'm looking forward to being 40. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to being 40. I am. I'll admit that.
I don't care either way. I'm looking forward to being 39 and a half, or no, 39 and 3/4 or whatever I am. Yeah. That's it. I'm looking forward to today and tomorrow.
Very true. All right. First question to ask, I guess, besides my own.
Yep.
Um,
Great.
what what advice do you have for a small business to stay alive and thrive in an economic recession? So, if you're a small business, if it's a local business or online business, even better, because online businesses will do better if you have a product you can sell online. If you're a local business and you're not something like a makeup company or a luxury item, maybe like Coca-Cola or something like that, where people like those little things during a recession, a beer store. If your services are not targeted towards times when there's a lot of economic growth, you have to position your services in a different aspect to meet where the demand is going, I would say. So a great example is right now, a lot of local businesses, at least around here in Toronto, Canada, are closed due to this pandemic right now. And so what they've started to do is I'm starting to see in the mail a bunch of coupons and a bunch of online delivery services that are coming out now where they never did it before, because now they know people aren't coming to the restaurant. So to not go out of business, they're going to people. They're changing their way of service to meet the demand where people are staying at home. So you need to figure out how you can change up your service, like what a lot of restaurants are doing, and still provide that product to get by through times of uncertainty. That's what I would say about that.
Yeah, and you adapt. People are trying to adapt.
Yeah.
I think that's what you need to do, right? And it's not going to last forever. Face-to-face is coming back, right? It's going to happen.
I'm going to see you
and
again,
so
Evan.
I'm going to see Jeremy again at some point. It's going to happen. So what are you doing right now? What are you doing right now to get yourself ready for the comeback, right? I was talking to Alex today, who helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa, right? And listen, with Jeremy and I, we both run online businesses, and Jeremy's clients are all online. Like, there's nobody in Toronto except me that he meets with on a regular basis. Is there? No, right?
Nope.
Yeah. So, and even if there was, it's an online business, so he's fine. But there could be something else that comes that creates some kind of problem, right? TDS is really hard struck right now, where we can't run classes. I'm spending all this money on a studio and paying Alex and all this stuff, and there's no classes running. And we were supposed to use the time to record some videos, which we can turn into an online program, but we can't even go to the studio now. Like, the state of emergency shut down all non-essential businesses, so we can't even go. Alex can't even go and film with a camera guy the videos. So we got to wait on that. So it's okay. So now what are we going to do? Like, there's always something you can do. So now he's looking for new instructors. Now he's reaching out to his team and training them. Now he's practicing with people remote and teaching them what he wants them to do. And he's having people, he's got a new instructor he's training where she's going to pretend like she's in front of a class, and she's going to do a Zoom call with him and go through, imagine I'm your student, teach me, right? It's like, what, is it ideal? No, but it's something. It's better than sitting there just complaining about how you can't do anything, right? And so that's what you need to do right now. You find a way within your business to then create an opportunity for yourself so that when you come back, you're stronger than you were before.
Yeah, great time to get organized for people too. To like just take a look at things and reflect and see, okay, where are parts that I could work on. Great time to think about that.
Yeah, I think it's a great time to get busy. Get busy. Get busy. Let's go.
So someone's asking, who was your influencers before you started, I guess? And which books changed your life? Or
every time you come on, we get these book questions. This is like, you're putting out this book vibe, Jeremy. All right.
Well, I should stand behind my bookshelf then, so we can get that going. But so, who was my influencers? Sheesh, it's pretty much everyone today. You know, you got the basic
He's
ones.
not that
like,
far into his journey right now, guys. So there's
Yeah.
not a huge history to pull from here.
Who's Jim Rohn?
Everybody. What?
Who's Jim Rohn? Dale Carnegie? Who are these people? No, yeah, no, but like, yeah, you have Tony Robbins and those people, Evan, Tom Bilyeu, people with YouTube channels. Really, for my generation, people who are building a brand on YouTube, those are my generation's influencers who are inspiring us. That's how times are today. So anyone with a big YouTube channel who has amazing content, that's where people like me are going for. For Evan, it's probably going to be different because YouTube wasn't around growing up. But books that changed my life, Built to Serve by Evan. That was an awesome
Right? There we go. Hello. It just
It
came out. It changed my life. It just came out. Okay,
yeah,
keep going.
but yeah.
It's a good book. It is still a good book.
Yeah. Mindset by Carol Dweck and Man's Search for Meaning. Those two books, great perspective. And Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willing, to take ownership of your life. I say those 3 books, start there. And then when you read those, they'll recommend more and you go down the rabbit hole.
All right. That's a good start. My parents, belief comes from them. They're on the wall behind me here, right? That's my mom, my dad. I'm 8 or 9 there in that picture. So they taught me to believe myself. So they're a constant source of motivation, more as just like a center, value center, more than specific business tips or knowledge. My early days into business stuff was, so yesterday I realized that the first nonfiction book I read was actually Art of the Deal by Donald Trump. We were driving to New York.
Interesting.
And I think my parents gave it to, I don't even know why. I mean, now imagine it's 1980 something or I don't know what exact year it is, to be honest, but we're driving to New York. Trump is not running for politics. He's a businessman. It's our first time in New York, and I'm looking for a book, and so we get Trump Art of the Deal. And I read it on our drive down, right? So we weren't flying down. Didn't have that kind of cash, so we're doing a road trip down to New York. But I don't remember reading a whole bunch of nonfiction after that. So it was like a one-off. I wouldn't say that necessarily changed my life, but I remember reading it. 4-Hour Workweek taught me a lot about, not about working 4 hours a week, but just delegating. And super valuable for me at the time when I was kind of overwhelmed with a lot of work stuff and I didn't know how to delegate. So even Tim Ferriss doesn't work 4 hours a week. That's not actually the idea behind the book. It's to put systems in place so that you're doing work that is meaningful, that you love, and you spend your time doing things that you want to do as opposed to things that you hate. So that book had a big impact in how I approached systems. And then Radicals and Visionaries, which is out of print. It's honestly not even that great a book, but it showed these stories of different entrepreneurs in 3 to 4 pages. Now I would just read one story a day, which would be a couple pages, so easy, quick read. And it just got motivation, so I didn't feel like I was alone in starting my business. Really, it's what my YouTube channel does. It's the book version of my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Art of the Deal. Still haven't read that. Should I go and buy it?
If you're called to, I don't even remember how it was a I don't even know if he wrote it, to be honest.
No, he had a ghostwriter.
If it was like ghostwritten. I liked it. I don't really remember it. I wonder if I still even have it. I might. I hope so, because the first kind of business book I read. Be cool to still have. I don't know. I don't even know how dated it is. I mean, this is probably 25 years old, at least. Book. I think it was written in the 80s. So this is definitely an old book. So if you're called to, listen. I think with any of those things, like, should I go read the first 4 pages and see if it calls to you?
Sure.
Right. That's how you should go through it.
All right. So someone's asking, kind of back to our point way at the beginning of how do you actually find your interest and invest in it? I'm trying to find something I love to do, but I keep hitting a wall. So, for me, when I found my interests, anything that I've really dived deep into, even though I'm still early on my journey, but been super curious about, is because there's been immense pain or frustration behind those areas where I've needed to learn it. It's pissed me off so much to the point where I got to solve this problem for me, for people I know, that's really bugging me, where I'm going to dive so deep into it that it lights that fire that brings that curiosity for me to really just invest in that. And that's when you start to invest in it through books or courses or seminars. Most stuff is free. YouTube, for example, you can find so many tutorials. How do you invest in it is really just you're diving into the depth areas of learning about how to do whatever you're interested in when you find that problem you want to solve, and going to work, starting to learn the knowledge most people aren't willing to do. So I did that through books and reading and watching Top 10 Rules to Success from Evan. Just really learning from Evan. Just you find so many different avenues to learn. It's crazy. And yes, there'll always be roadblocks whenever you're learning something. There's always going to be a learning curve. So I wouldn't think of it when you find that thing you want to solve and you start learning about it. Don't think of it as a wall, but just a hill that you have to climb to get to the top. Is my motivational piece to that.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got Anthony Trucks in the house. Just got the book in the mail, brother. Awesome, man. Let me know what you think. Did you come up with that wall hill thing, or you read that somewhere?
No, I came up with that.
I like it. Don't think of it as a wall,
like
just another hill you have to climb up with. I like it.
Yeah, and on the other side, you'll see the sunrise. You'll see it. All right.
You'll see the sunrise. Okay, now we're getting a little. It was solid. It was solid until the whole sunrise part.
You'll look down the mountain and say, "Oh my gosh, it wasn't as hard. You just had to get over it."
We're just digging a grave here. It was really good before. Okay. You have to just explore your curiosity. You have to just try stuff. Say yes. Reach out. Right? I think this is where so many people really fail. You don't know what you want to do, but sitting on the couch is not going to help you figure out what you want to do. You have to explore, right? So just to Jeremy's question, should I read Art of the Deal or not? I don't. Pick it up and read the first couple pages, right? Go to Amazon. You can likely read. You can do a preview and see, does it strike you? Is it interesting? Do you want to dive deeper? If you're already upset, 4 pages in, and you think you're wasting your time, move on. Right? You don't feel like because you didn't finish reading the book, it's a failure. Right? So most people don't want to start something because they're worried that if they don't finish it, they don't like it. That's awesome. At the beginning, it's going to be messy. You're not going to know what you're doing. It's okay not to finish it. You need to start more things. That's the problem. So whatever you're interested in, any of those things might be your next huge breakthrough. Any of it. Reading Art of the Deal might be your next big breakthrough. You never know. I don't know. But if it sounds interesting, then go do it. Right?
Yeah.
Do it. Say yes and do it. And read the first 4 pages and just see, what do you think? Right? That should be the process. And we're judging too often. You won't know until you do it. Right? When I started salsa dancing, on paper it looked terrible, right? I don't speak Spanish. I'm big, so I take big steps. I don't know the music. I didn't dance growing up. All of these things of why I should not be a good salsa dancer. And yet here I am owning the largest salsa dance studio in maybe North America, right? You don't know until you try. I just went in to take some salsa classes, and I liked it. That's it. And then I said, you know what? I want to spend more time doing this. So that's what you need to spend more time doing. You got to figure out, what is your curiosity telling you to do? And then find a small way just to start right now.
Nice.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Someone's asking, how should I take a leap forward in teaching English? I'm pretty sure someone in a country where English isn't the dominant language, perhaps.
Okay.
So how should I take a leap forward in teaching English? You take the leap. You find areas that are willing to take you on. Maybe you go offer for free to go work somewhere for a bit to see if you really want to teach English, as example. Maybe there are schools, if you're in another country where English isn't the main language, perhaps. But maybe you go offer your time for free, whether at a school or a community service or something like that, where you can go into there and start teaching English. Find somewhere that needs help in a teaching aspect regard for teaching English. Maybe just dive in through that way. Finding those areas where you could give back your time for free, see if you like it, and then maybe find a way to dive deeper into that. Yeah.
I would say your best bet is to match English teaching with another skill that you are good at already or want to learn and develop. So you could teach English through so many paths, and it might be traveling to a different country. It might be any idea that we can come up with, but chances are it's something totally different. You could teach English through League of Legends. You could teach English through YouTube videos. You could teach English through dogs, right? Like dog walking. You could teach English through anything. Through salsa dancing, you could teach English. So the second pairing, this is where businesses often really win, is when you don't just do one thing, but you're the first to do multiple things. You squish it together in a way that nobody's thought about before. So at TDS, we teach salsa dancing, but it's also teaching personal development. We're giving you a place where you can belong, learn, grow, and get better. So it's not just about teaching you the moves. You'll learn the moves. But why people love it and keep coming back is because they come out better people. That's really what we want to do. We're gonna make you a better person. That's why they keep coming back. Nobody comes into our dance studio saying, I'm going to be the greatest salsa dancer in the world. So that combination really works well for Alex. Look at YouTube, right? Jeremy's doing his YouTube consulting business. He loves this kind of stuff. He loves personal development too. He loves thought leadership. He wants to be around experts. So who is he helping with his channel? Thought leaders. All of his clients are thought leaders, right? It's not prank channels, and it's not, I don't know, a bunch of other whatever stupid things you can create, right? I mean, great for some people. It's just not interesting for Jeremy because he doesn't like that kind of stuff, right? So that combination is where Jeremy starts to win. So he's not really just a YouTube expert. He can give you some basics if you're not in the thought leadership space, but it's not who he actually wants to work with, right? So figuring that out, that combination is where you can have a ton of success. So English is one, great. What are you going to mix it with?
Nice. All right, so back to the blog. I'm located in Greece, and should I start my blog with content on English, or should it be the local language?
Is this the same person?
No, no, it's not. No.
Oh, okay. I was very excited for a second there.
Today.
Okay. Lots of blog questions.
So I mean, like, it depends. I mean, like, for if you're trying to sell through advertising, running ads on your blog and services, it's gonna be mostly English predominant to make money off of. But it depends on, well, and especially because the audience will be bigger for English. So if you can do the English, I would say that in terms of a making money aspect and maybe the growth of it. But it just depends on, depending on what your blog's talking about. Is it talking about local things within Greece? Then it should be in the language. If it relates to that, if you're trying to sell something through the blog, and you can speak and write English, then I think English would be the way to go. That should be your customer base, English. What are your thoughts, Evan?
Yeah. So again, it's always a good business is always a mix of what you love doing with what there's a demand for. So it can't just be what you love doing. I mean, that's great. You have a hobby, but if nobody reads it, nobody else isn't buying anything, you won't make money doing it. So you won't have a business. So as long as you're okay with that. But if you're just chasing the audience and you don't actually care that much about this thing, then you're not going to win either. So where is that happy medium? If you're in Greece, what do you want to do? Do you like the idea of showcasing your country to tourists? Do you like the idea that Jeremy has always wanted to go on this trip to Greece? You know, he's never been, and he just can't wait to get on the Santorini donkeys and go up to the cliffs. You know, if that's, do you want to make content for him? Is that exciting? Or does it feel like a job? Does it feel like that's a smart strategy, but I'm going to get tired of it, right? That's what really makes an important difference. So English will be definitely a better ad market for you. Better for anything that you end up wanting to sell for sure as well, right? But do you want to do it? That becomes a question, and I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's a question kind of relating to that. Do you want to do it? Where this girl's asking about, back to our curiosity, our whole in-depth curiosity question. Where
This is a curiosity show here.
For the curiosity, it's driving her away from her current profession. So she's worried about that. And so if your curiosity, if you're doing the thing you love to do and you want to dive deeper into it, is driving you away from the thing that you're currently doing, or even maybe makes more money, is it going to be able to sustain you? Is definitely the best advice. Because to answer this girl's question, I guess, if you're doing something you don't love and your curiosity is pulling time away from the profession you're currently doing, then slowly transitioning out would be the way to go. If you're working a 9-to-5 job, maybe when you get home, or maybe wake up early in the morning and just crushing that and diving deeper. And if you really love to do and you start making money at it, then you should dive 100% into it. But if you have prior obligations, whether it be a family, a mortgage, or to pay off for the house, be patient and slowly transition outward as time goes on from your 9-to-5 job, where you can then, to a point, even if you're not making the same amount of money in your current profession, you do have enough to be able to transition into that thing you're super passionate about.
Yeah, and you need to start now while you still have one foot in. That's the problem. Like you already are feeling the burn of your job. You know you don't want to be there long term. You know you're feeling it. But if you don't start making that change now, you're going to end up hating your life. You're going to end up at the point where now you absolutely hate the job. You had a chance to do it part-time, but now you really hate your life. So you have to use this moment. And this isn't just for people with jobs. This often happens in businesses too. People just grow tired of their business. This happens in relationships too. People grow tired of their relationships. While you still like this business, you have to start finding the thing that's going to make you come alive. I wouldn't call that relationship advice. Don't go finding somebody else while you still, that's not the best relationship advice, but it's great career advice, right? And before you hate your life completely, and then it's too late, and then you make a decision that you might regret, use this time while you still have one foot in the pond to go off and create the life that you want. And that is great. Like, it's awesome that you know what your curiosity is. It's awesome that you're being pulled in a direction, because a lot of people never get that level of clarity. So you have to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Start today.
Start today. Start when? Today.
Right after this.
Right now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So someone, I guess, either left or graduated grade 12, and they want to do something very productive but don't know what, and all they want to do is be great like you, Evan. So they're asking, what should they do? So if I were to tackle this, being 4 years out of high school,
He just feels like he just finished high school.
honestly, it is scary. Like 4 years. Well, it's exciting because I did 4 years of nothing. So to now, well, okay. So for the past 2 years, I've started to really build momentum. So for 2 years, I did nothing. So looking forward 4 years for 26, I'm super pumped. So, but to go back to this guy's question or girl's question, the only way that's happened for me personally, like I really want to aspire to Evan's level eventually too, and all these people that I look up to, and what I've been able to try and build that momentum to see if I can get there, is really just invest in myself and pour all my money into acquiring high skill sets and diving deep into things I'm really interested in. Reading 52 books a year is how I've just really, it's my way of accumulating knowledge in certain skill sets, thought leadership, money, those areas that I'm super passionate about. And then connecting with people, trying to connect with Evan and people like him, because I felt like I needed someone in my life, a mentor per se, to help me get faster, build momentum faster. So that's been the way I've been tackling it. The two greatest things I ever did was go to Evan's seminar, start working with you, Evan, and then also start reading these books. 52 books a year. It's crazy how much more knowledge you accumulate than going to 4 years in a college course or university that you're unsure about. Those two areas have just completely changed my life. So I would say start reading books and consume all the knowledge on areas you're interested in from thought leaders that you look up to, and then maybe there's a potential avenue where you meet them, connect with them down the road. You won?
We won again. The Stickney factor, it's happening. It's happening. I was 0-3 yesterday, but we're 2-0 so far today. Jeremy's record goes to 6-1. Look at that. This is great. I like it. I like it. My quick answer to that before we kill this stream, move on and create a new one, would be to define what you have to understand that greatness will be your own version of it. You don't want to be the next Evan, right? Like I don't want to be the next E.P. Giannini or the next Steve Jobs or the next anybody that I profiled here on my wall, on my channel. You need to figure out what greatness looks like for you, but it can definitely start by hanging around other people that you think are great. So I love E.P. Giannini for one reason. I love Steve Jobs for another reason. I love the people that I profiled. I love my parents for all different reasons. They're all great at something that I want to be great at. But I don't want to be the next E.P. Giannini. But I want to pull the things from him that I admire, that I think he's great at. And so if you think I'm great at something, awesome. Try to learn that little piece from me. But your goal isn't to be the next Evan Carmichael. It's what is the greatest version of you going to be? And that's going to be from pulling from all sorts of different mentors, whether it's books, videos, seminars, webinars, Instagram lives, all of it. Lewis Howes in the house. Welcome aboard, man. If you haven't seen Lewis's movie, go check it out. Greatness.com. He is the man. Okay, we're gonna end this one now. We're gonna get our third game in, our third IG live. Stick around. We'll see you in 5 seconds.